about the situation, you guys. And of course, he's no longer in fact gave a statement of the whole situation. That in itself is funny. Grandmaster Jay should be quiet. A lot of people are doing things that show their hand, and I'm gonna need some of you motherfuckers to come back and tell me you sorry for all that you talk, right? Because people are showing their hand, and y'all mad at me for the shit I said, but the truth fucking coming out. So y'all need to shut the fuck up and apologize. Because y'all was talking plenty of shit. But Mechee, you was being shady. No, I told y'all Grandmaster Jay was being shady. He's been throwing everybody under the fucking bus ever since this nigga got in trouble, right? I didn't appreciate the statement that they made about Ozone, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But Ozone, if you don't know, that's what we call him. It's Othal Wallace. Othal Wallace had a confrontation with an officer this past week. I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday in Florida, in Daytona, right? And there was a big manhunt for him, and they did capture him a couple of days later, and so he is in custody now. But we want to make sure that he gets a fair trial. There's a whole lot that we can say about this, and there's a lot of y'all that's like bitches, and y'all running from this situation. I'm not sure why, so I want to address that too. Like a lot of y'all is like, oh, you know, don't say nothing until everything plays out because we don't know. Like y'all sound stupid. There's people making videos and then taking your videos down. Like y'all fucking scared to stand for this man, and I think y'all some punk ass bitches, right? I just want to say that. Y'all some punk ass bitches for everybody who's taking that approach. If you on here talking about, well, it's a sad story all the way around. I hope the officer lived too. I hope, you know, everybody, you sound like a punk bitch. Shut up.
They gonna cut you off.
Now there is video footage of this so-called shooting, right? And all we do see is Ozone sitting in his car, where the fuck he is, minding his business. He is getting out his car to go in his house. He is approached by an officer who, of course, is like, sit back down, do you live here? And Ozone is like, you know, what's the problem? You know, why you asking me these questions? What's going on? And so the officer, you know, puts his hands on him to kind of push him, like, you know, sit back down in the car. Ozone goes to close his door, like, fuck you, I'm not. Tell me what the problem is. Then you hear the officer call for a Charlie 777. I believe he said 7 3 times. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what the fuck does that even mean. And then you hear Ozone get a little bit more agitated, right? In the sense that maybe he's calling for backup or whatever, and he's not sure what the fuck this is really about. Okay, you see the officer's body cam, so you see like tussling. Well, you hear tussling, but you really just see you know, the chest of people's shirt. You don't really see what happens, but you have the news steady saying that, you know, what happened. I don't understand how they know what the fuck happened when none of us seen what the fuck happened, right? So the news is painting it as though, oh, so he goes to walk away and then he shoots the officer in the head. Now, when you got to the scene, he might have been shot in his head, so you know he got shot in the head. But to say how it all took place, that is a lie. Now, we talk about media all the time and how they are always conditioning something to make you believe, you know, something is a certain way. Okay? They went from saying allegedly to now they're saying, you know, he shot this officer. They're not using the word allegedly anymore, okay? So pay attention and notice all of that. They're already telling you that. I believe he's being charged with first-degree premeditated murder. So let's talk about that. Now, you do know that first-degree murder means that he has planned this. That's what they're trying to say. Okay? So I want y'all to pay real close attention to this situation. They're saying that he planned this. And the way that I believe they're trying to unfold this story is by, of course, saying, well, he was a member of the NFAC. He's with the Black Panther Party now, that he's a militia person. They're talking about his record of some domestic violence or shit that he had in the past. So, like, they're trying to paint this man in a bad light, right? And they're trying to make it seem like he's this man that because he's a black man with a gun, right? Because black men are not allowed to have guns in this country, even though you have a Second Amendment right. Shout out to the 2A community, right? You have a right to bear arms. But every time a black man has a gun, then it's always a problem. So what they're really trying to say, if they're charging him with this, is that they're saying, no, the officer is not dead, and everybody be calling for prayers for him to live. I'm going to ask that we all pray that the motherfucker die. Somebody asked, is the officer dead? No. somebody said, well, I hope the officer don't die because that just means he gonna end up getting more time. So I hope he live for the sake of my brother. Let me explain something to y'all. People have gotten 25 brothers. Fuck people. Black men have gotten 25 years for shooting police dogs. Y'all gonna stop playing with me. Whether this man lived or whether this officer died. If they find Ozone guilty of this, he gonna do life no matter what. Let's be clear about that. Okay?
I feel he has a chance.
I think so.
But in order to call this first degree murder,
Just
you have to
because
say
of that video.
that this
Yeah.
man was planning to kill an officer.
Once you put your hands on me and shit, and he didn't even identify himself as no cop.
He was sitting in his car minding his
That
business.
right there,
You
that's
do know that you plan to murder
Yeah,
some motherfucker.
that's a good technicality.
You have to
At the end of the
expect
day,
some things to
I
go
feel,
down. You gotta
you know,
seek them
But if
out.
he
You
gets
gotta
off,
put
you're gonna
yourself
have
in
to
position.
leave Florida.
He had no idea that police officer would be there. So I'm not
That's
understanding
if he
why
make
these
it to
charges are
court,
being what these
though.
charges
That's true.
are.
Because for real,
But what they're gonna try
It's
and
all
say is
kind of
that he was
technicalities that's
malicious.
wrong.
He's
Yeah.
hot-tempered. The
Just
fact that he was in a
like
militia
that
means
nigga
that
just
he's
didn't
about
make it to
killing
court.
cops. Because whenever
Just
a black person has a gun, of
I don't
course,
believe he
we
committed
intend to do
suicide.
evil with
No,
our life.
no,
So it's
hell
about
no.
protecting
Just like
ourselves.
that. He
This
need to be,
is
you
the
know,
narrative that they want to
y'all
speak.
need to pray he make
So
it
I
out of
guess they're
jail.
going to
Fuck
say
that
that
officer.
he was ready to kill an
That old
officer,
boy
not that he was looking for one, but he had made up in his mind. This is the only thing that I can assume is that they're going to say, well, he had made up in his mind if he got into a confrontation or with the officer, he was going to kill them. This is the only way they can twist it and call it first degree murder. Okay, let me say this.
It can't be.
If Ozone
wasn't
wanted to kill police,
premeditated.
I'm just using some logic here, right? If that's what he wanted to do,
He would've shot that nigga on
why don't you
sight.
think Ozone would have squatted somewhere on the roof of a building and just took these motherfuckers out as they were coming out the police station?
If he got all
Like,
that
to me, that
power,
would
Right.
be
If
amazing.
you got all that
He didn't roll
firepower,
up on a cop with some police officer, a car with some police
he could
officers.
did
in
a
it.
Chris
He didn't go
Dormer if
seek
he
any
wanted
police
to.
officers out. He
Everybody's
did
so
not go to
scared.
shoot any police
Did
officers.
anybody
He's
get online
minding
and
his
talk about
fucking
this shit before
business.
she did?
Few.
And
Like
NFAC's
she did?
statement didn't really help the brother at all either. You notice how they tried to remove themselves? Did
She
anybody
didn't-
hear
she
the
didn't point
statement that the
blank
news
with
read that
Yeah,
came from the
yeah.
NFAC?
You know, flat out. No pussy in it or nothing.
So
Even
the
though she
NFAC
is a
says
pussy,
that they are
she's
no
a
longer
woman.
affiliated with Ozone, that he
But
is
she
not one of their
sound
members,
more
which is true.
masculine than any of these motherfuckers that came online and said
But that they
anything
kicked
about
him
it.
out months ago.
Everybody's scared to say anything.
And they hope brother get a fair trial. Now, I don't know. When somebody is in a motherfucking militia and then you come forward and say that we kicked him out months ago, don't it kind of help that case? Don't it make it seem like maybe you kicked him out because he was like a wild card or something? Now, how many of y'all been following this shit ever since y'all wanted to cut
That's
me out and
kinda
rip me a new
fucked
one when I was like,
Yeah, that
nah.
is.
See,
For
like, I
someone to
believe
get
people
on
when they
and
show
say
me who
my
they are.
brother,
And
he said
Grandmaster
he
Jay did a
tired of
complete, like,
that.
180 on
And
everybody.
then now you
When
saying
this nigga got in
somebody
trouble,
else
he
got on and
started
say he's
fucking
kicked out.
playing games,
I mean,
throwing
which one
everybody
is
under the
it?
bus. And I didn't understand what the fuck
Because
was
remember
going
when
on,
they was
right?
looking for him,
Let
Right,
me
they
be
found
clear.
him.
How many of y'all
Yeah.
remember when everything
spoke
was
up
there,
for him.
right?
But now he
Thank
was,
you.
now he's
Thank
not.
you, TBE. They did
I
not
don't
kick
understand
Ozone
that.
out.
No,
Oh.
they didn't.
Ozone left. Ozone left. So let me
I'm
just
not
make a really
understanding
quick
the
point
story
about that.
now.
Remember how y'all got mad at me and was like, oh, well, this is petty. Why would you say something about motherfucking K-Foss? Because after we had a conversation with Jay behind closed doors, like you niggas asked us to do, we did that. Guess what Jay does every time somebody walks away from him? He calls everybody else and says he kicked them out. So once he apologized to K-Foss and said, I never called you a op, my nigga. I didn't say that. If you mad, I'm sorry. And then we thought everything was cool. And K-Foss was like, I'm going to just go my own way. The next thing we know, the next morning, Grandmaster Jay is sending out a message to everybody saying that he kicked K-Foss out too. And he didn't. And then with that note, he also told everybody, I kicked K-Foss out because I think this nigga is the op. Now let's talk about that for a moment.
remember that.
Yeah, I remember
The
that
word
too.
is that Ozone got ratted out. This is what the streets are saying. I don't know.
Right
The
out
news
for what?
is saying, that they pinged him on technology. I don't know. But the word in the hood says that somebody ratted him out. It was a $200,000 reward on his head.
I
Okay?
told you. Grandmaster
Now I hear a lot of
did
people saying that
shit.
if there was a rat and somebody ratted him out, that's fucked up, right? That rat need to be dealt with. So how do we deal with rats in the community, y'all?
You
How do we
blind
deal
them
with
with flies.
ops or snitches in the community? So now let me make my point again for you slow motherfuckers. When Grandmaster Jay knew that K-Foss was not an op, when K-Foss walked away, but he called everybody to say he was a snitch. Let's use another word. He's a snitch. He's here to take us down. So I kicked the nigga out. When that's not how it went down, you don't see how dangerous that was? Can y'all take a moment now and shut the fuck up being mad at me for that shit?
But if you're not doing anything illegally, what you
Now that we're in a
out?
position that the black community
Right.
is really mad that it's a snitch out here who may have turned Ozone in. You know what snitches happens to snitches. So it was supposed to be okay. And I wasn't supposed to say anything. And this militia with all of these guns was supposed to be led to believe that K-Foss was a snitch and I should have just shut the fuck up. Do you know how dangerous that was for K-Foss, for people to think that and it wasn't the truth?
So now this nigga is the. So
And
it
Jay
really
did the
was
same
something.
thing to K-Foss.
on
He
the
lied and
bag.
told everybody he kicked him out.
Something
Now,
funny
y'all niggas
about
believe
that.
me now?
And she only.
Y'all niggas see my
She
point
talking
now.
around the bush. She beating around the bush, but she said.
Just like he lied on the news, and we all know behind the motherfucking scenes, right? What really happened? Fuck behind the scenes. For those of us that is in YouTube, we're in these circles and we know what have happened. Don't y'all all know that that's not true? Y'all know that Ozone left him. Ozone did a video and was talking about how he had questions. First, Ozone was mad at me because I said some shit about the Hebrew Israelites. He thought I was coming against Jay. But then later,
That's the same Ozone.
Right.
They talking about. Remember them videos?
Yeah.
Ozone did video saying he was walking away from Jay because Jay was on some fuck shit. And shit I was kind of saying, he was kind of realizing it was the truth. And Ozone left.
That nigga that tried to put that shit on that.
But you see how Jay just threw him under the bus too?
Oh wow. You finna start
Right.
doing all kind of videos.
So a lot of things come to light. If you just sit long enough and you let things come out, they come to the light. Again, I just be quiet. You niggas can think what y'all want to think. But in the long run, when the motherfuckers telling the truth and they doing the right thing, they become vindicated. And I'm sorry, just like Ozone or like anybody else, I'm not going to sit here and let a motherfucker take advantage of the black community when so many people have supported them and you turn around and want to throw people under the bus in a very vicious way. What if niggas would have thought that K-Foss was really snitching on everybody? What if somebody would have decided to do something to him based on Jay's word? That's just not funny to me, and it never was. That's why I took the stance I took, even though I stood alone and you motherfuckers wanted to talk all that shit about me. But it's okay. Me too used to stand around. I don't need none of you motherfuckers to co-sign none of my shit. Fuck y'all, because right is right and wrong is wrong. I stand in integrity, so when I do that, I just be the fuck quiet. And things eventually show themselves, just like they have now, right? Because this is what Jay does. But this ain't about Jay. So, in talking about Ozone in this situation, I just want to make something real clear. All of y'all need that are on here shying away from this, y'all need to support Ozone. If you're scared to support Ozone, what are you doing then? Get off of all of our channels and all of the people that are out here doing work, like leave it. Because to me, this seems very obvious that we should be supporting this brother.
Like she been crying.
And the reason why we should support this brother is because we know that black men have a right to fear their lives when it comes to the police. We know this. We know that black men have the right to say we fear for our lives when we're dealing with the police. We also have the right to bear arms. Now, where the fuck does it make any sense? And we're going to need to start to deal with this in our society today. So let's go ahead and let his case be the case. See, I think it's very ironic that at the same time this is going on, you got everybody talking about Derek Chauvin's, 22.5-year sentence, yes?
Fuck that nigga dead news.
Y'all think that's justice?
I ain't thought about them. I got tired of hearing about that shit too. Everybody
There are black people in jail serving life for stealing jackets. There are teenage boys that are 17 that were sentenced to 37 years and never killed anybody. But his 22.5 years is justice? Really? If you think that sets a precedent, let me make something really clear to you. If you want to send a message that you do not continue to keep on just murdering black people and think that it's okay and you're going to keep getting away with it and there's a consequence to pay, Derek Chauvin's sentence does not show that. Right? That sentence does not show that. But that does not set a precedent. Police officers are not going to stop and say, I'm not going to kill a black person because I might get 22.5 years like Chauvin. Trust me, that was a little thing that they threw us. Every now and then, you have to throw black people something so they can feel a little bit satisfied. Now, remember, Biden is not giving any black people anything. He's not doing nothing for the black people at all.
Shit, nothing.
So they throw you these little So Chauvin got found guilty. Okay, and he got 22 years. So that's them just throwing us a bone. Here, shut up. That is not a precedent. And what I mean by that is it did not make a record case in stating that this is how officers will be dealt with from now on. So if you think somehow his sentence is a deterrent for police officers, it is not. Let me tell you what a deterrent would be. For as hard as you stood in that case for George Floyd and you wanted to see him have justice, you should stand even more for Ozone and want to see him get a fair trial and justice. Let me tell you why. Because if Ozone goes to court and he is able to prove that he was in fear for his life and that something went down that made him feel he was going to be murdered first, he has the right to defend himself. And that blue suit and that badge does not take that away. Now, if Ozone was to get a fair case and be found not guilty and get to walk, that would be more of a deterrent to police than the fucking the Derek Chauvin sentence. Let me tell you why. Because more officers are not gonna fucking go to jail just and get sentenced to these type of sentences like Chauvin did. But if officers know that there's a chance that with all of this stuff that black people are dealing with the police, that if they find that rightfully armed citizens have the right to fight back, and you could possibly bust my ass before I bust your ass, and you could get away with it, now that might be a deterrent. So please do not sleep on this case, because I feel like too many of us are always crying, marching, protesting, yelling, making a lot of noise after our people are dead. What about the fact that he's not?
Right. Hopefully not.
I've heard some people say, that, we got to learn to, I heard a couple of people say we have to learn how to deal with the police as black folks and black men when, police come around. And to me, it just sounds like you telling black people to, be quiet, don't upset massa, just be quiet. And I get it. Like if the police roll up on you and it doesn't have to be hostile, nobody's saying you have to make it hostile, right? But at the same time, for everybody who keeps saying that, had Ozone not take the stance that he took, he could be the one dead right now. But it seems like we're okay with our people being dead because we're used to that trauma. Yeah. Right now, it could be an investigative shooting, and guess what? Had Ozone been the one shot and he was dead, right? We would have waited months for that fucking video cam footage. Would we have not? They wouldn't have released that shit in a matter of minutes. And he would be gone. And then we would want to protest, and then we would want to march, and then we would want to raise money, and then we would want to cry, and then we would want to scream, and then we wanted to demand justice. Maybe justice was already served.
Karma was.
Yeah, because I'm quite sure he wasn't the first one they
I think we sound real weak like them slaves on a plantation that say, don't talk too loud when you make massa upset. Don't fight back. Stop running away off the plantation because all you're going to do is make massa upset. Now, this is just what I've heard. I don't know. You can go do your own looking and research online. But Ozone has a wife. She has made plenty of statements on her page. It's funny how ain't nobody listening to the people that knew him, but everybody got something to say on somebody else's post or supporting the people that, are out there saying stuff. And don't get me wrong, like social media, black social media is really supporting him.
You seen that?
Mm-hmm. And that's great.
It was black social media.
But what I've heard online,
like black Twitter,
is that Ozone had threats that have been coming to his phone. They don't have his phone though because his phone was with him, right? So the police actually have the phone.
Yeah.
So he was getting threats from people. Some of them they believe to be like FBI. I don't know why. Maybe it has everything to do with going on with the case with Jake. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he felt that there were people threatening him and watching him. I don't know why he felt that way, but this is a statement that his wife had made. So you sit in your car. My understanding is from the people that know him, this is where he lives. He was getting the fuck out of his car to go in his house to get ready for work.
Now his life just turned upside down.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to go to work. He wasn't trying to kill nobody. He wanted to go in the house. He didn't want to be in jail today, I'm sure, having to cut his dreads off and be on the run and be dealing with all of this shit. He got kids to raise. So we're not going to act like he was sitting in his car waiting for the moment to shoot a cop. That doesn't even make any sense.
Everybody need to flood the
And just because he quicker on the draw don't make him a
They
bad guy, because a lot of these cops is shitty at their motherfucking training. So don't get mad because some of these people that own guns, they have the right to practice their Second Amendment right, go to the range constantly, and they're a better shot than you, motherfucker. See, remember, police aren't taught to be skilled at what they do. They just start to shoot center mass. They go through a little bit of training and they don't do much. This is why you have cops that are fat as fuck and they won't chase your ass. They'll shoot you down because they have no stamina to run. So trust me, don't make him a bad guy because he won the situation. Maybe he was just a little bit more skilled. You shouldn't have been fucking with a black man for nothing. Now they keep saying that they rode up on him because the car was suspicious. Well, what's suspicious?
About being in the driveway.
What is suspicious? He's a black man in a car all by himself. He's not even dressed in all black or no hoodie like he's scoping nothing out. He lives at the motherfucking complex. This is where he lives. He's getting out of his car to go into his apartment and you say he looks suspicious. I'm tired of this suspicious shit. Statistics will tell you that black people, this is not my I'm not making this up. Statistics will tell you that black people are profiled and seen as suspicious more than anywhere else, than anybody else. These are facts. This is why they talked about the stop and frisk shit that was in New York, because they were saying that it was racially biased and that black people were being stopped and frisked more than anybody else. Well, statistics will tell you that at the end of the month, police officers have to meet quotas, like for traffic tickets and shit, right? And so they have to pull people over. It has been a proven fact that they will pull black people over before anybody else to give them tickets. So they will find shit wrong with your car just to come fucking with you. These are facts. I'm not making this stuff up. So black people are harassed and racially, with people's biases, they are targeted in that racial bias all the time by the police. So first of all, my question would be, what gives this officer the right just to come put this man out of the blue while he's minding his business? Why is that okay? Suspicious? What was suspicious? He's not committing any crime. Why don't you leave people the fuck alone, officer? Nobody's fucking with you. But again, Ozone apparently, the word is he has been getting texts and threats from people. He don't know where they coming from. So the officer pulls up on him. He's like, yo, watch the video. If you haven't seen the videos everywhere, go watch the video. Google Othal Wallace and go and watch the video. Okay? When Ozone goes to close the door, like, nigga, I'm about to go in the house. Like, you're not finna hit me up, keep putting your hands on me. He closes the door like he wants to walk away. When he doesn't sit down like the officer tells him, he just closes the door. He's saying, you know what? He's not really being aggressive. He just said, what's the problem? Like, what's wrong? What's going on? Why you asking me why I'm living here? Then the officer says, Charlie 7. I think he says it 3 times, but he says Charlie 7. Okay? To me, the normal ear is just going to, in the very least, think that he's calling for backup.
This shit harsh.
He's calling for backup, right? So now you're asking me, why the fuck am I sitting in this parking lot in my car where I live?
He was in front of a house.
You're not even telling me what I'm doing wrong.
I don't know.
No, yeah, but he was in front of where.
And now you're calling for backup. Now, I'm not sure. I would like if somebody could correct me and tell me different. But somebody told me today that Charlie 7 means dead body.
Really?
Or dead person. I said, is it really? Let me know before you say this. I went to Google, everybody. You go to Google too. And I went and I looked at the scanner codes for Florida police. There is no code for 777, right? There's a code for like 07 or 107, which means out for lunch. There's another, they all mean like stupid stuff, like out for lunch, away from our radio, shit like that, right? That has like 107 or 07, it has other things in front of it. You cannot find a 777 on the chart, but you do find 7 by itself, and 7 means dead body or dead person. Charlie is asking for, basically, it is a term for assistance. police side. I'm telling y'all what I found. I don't know all of the ins and outs of this case. I'm just telling you what I've heard online over the past couple of days, okay? So it does mean that. So I would just say, if Ozone was getting threatened, which I don't know, that's what I've heard, and he felt that he was being targeted and watched and harassed by what might have been law enforcement based on his interactions with militias.
Yeah.
And then an officer rolls up.
Yeah.
And then you hear him say Charlie 7.
This is YouTube.
Go watch the video.
Oh, I thought it was it's okay, well yeah.
Maybe Ozone knew what that meant. Why would the officer be calling that out? There's not a dead body at the scene. Now, again, I didn't find 777 because he says it 2 or 3 times, but I don't know if he's just repeating the 7 because he wants them to get what he's saying. But there was nothing on there that says 777. So what does Charlie 777 mean? They talk in code. So what does that mean, Florida police?
And
for somebody to be like, well, how will Ozone know what that means? Well, when we're in the hood, we all know what when the police is standing around dead bodies and they're calling codes, we know what those codes mean. Why the fuck you think you knew what 187 on an undercover cop was? We know what these codes mean. But I would suspect people who are in militias, and if you are policing your community, which is something they did a lot, I would assume a nigga might have a scanner. Now, I'm not an attorney and I'm not trying this case. I'm just stating the things that I have seen in the past couple of days.
What?
It would make sense to me that somebody like Ozone might know what that means. Go back and watch the video. He could have not known what it meant. He could have just thought that it meant he was calling for more backup, right?
He's trying to give support. Whoever the dumb man.
Somebody said Charlie is also what military called the enemy. I did see something about that being used in military terms. The way Google broke it down, I didn't quite know what it meant. Thank you. And so somebody else said that. So when you start looking at that,
still keep in the same top post.
Somebody said S7 is their person. Well, 7 period. And in the Florida police scanner code, you go right to their website. It says their person. There is no 777 on there, but there is a 7 on there, right? Charlie means for them to come and bring assistance, right? But the bottom line is he's calling for this backup, and there are more police on their way. So after he starts to walk away. You just hear tussling. You hear gunshot, and if you listen closely, at the end, you hear Ozone after the gunshot say something to the extent of back up off me or get up off me, right?
Being taken out of the matrix.
So we can't see what else went down on the video. We don't see that. We don't see that, Joe. We do not see what else went down on the video. So for them to say that they know what happened, that's not true unless you have another video to show us. At that point, that officer could have been getting ready to reach for his gun as Ozone was walking away. For all we know, Ozone saw that shit, and it was my life or yours. So let's talk about that too. Why are we expected to lay down and just let police kill us because they're police? I need somebody to explain that to me because I don't understand that logic. Just because you're a police officer, that's some old slave ass master plantation shit, if you ask me. Like after death, there's nothing left. Why the fuck do people continue to think that just because it's an officer, you have to fucking let them kill you? Does self-defense not exist just because it's a police officer?
Well,
especially looking at the way that police officers have overstepped their bounds.
You could kill a nigga, but you still don't have.
Somebody says code Charlie 7 means there is an intelligence of terrorist action. I saw a lot of stuff. Let me tell you what it all. When I saw that all of this, somebody said Charlie is enemy in military. Okay. There was another one that said something about expecting riotous or terroristic conditions to take place. So they're using all of these words for a man who is in a militia, a black militia. So again, y'all saying all of this stuff in the chat, and this is what I'm saying. Like everything I looked at the word Charlie and 7 pointed to seemed to be saying some shit. It seems to me they kind of already knew who Ozone was, and they might have been fucking with him.
Yeah, and he was. off duty working
Go watch the video of the motherfuckers named Charlie
undercover.
7 when he gets on his radio.
Mhm.
Go Google what that means for yourself.
It ain't a police code.
I'm not
It
understanding
was
why
a
it's calling
code
the
to
Charlie
somebody.
777. And just like y'all are in here in the chat and y'all telling me what this stuff means, don't think that maybe Ozone didn't know what it means. But why are we supposed to just lay down and die? Why?
I mean, you got whoever need to help.
So if an officer
do a GoFund, get a lawyer to help him,
pulls out his gun,
or something. That's
you're supposed to just let him kill you.
What the hell?
Rain.
So that's what we supposed to do.
I was gonna say, what is?
And if you do anything else, you wrong.
Rain.
We're not allowed to fight back. If that's not terrorism, then what the fuck is?
Yeah, I knew it was something.
So you mean to tell me that Ozone shouldn't have shot back to save himself? And when I say shot back, I don't believe Ozone just wanted to kill a cop. Because like I said, if Ozone wanted to do that, y'all gonna quit playing these games. Like if you think these militias really wanted to kill officers, y'all don't think they would have been posted up somewhere and took you motherfuckers out?
Right.
Are y'all serious?
Is
this what we gonna let the police tell us?
To see if they can find out any information.
All of these brothers and sisters been in the military, sharpshooters and shit. If they wanted to take you motherfuckers out, you don't think they would be on the roof somewhere squatted taking you motherfuckers out? This is not a man looking to kill police. This is a man looking to get out of his fucking car, go in his house, and change his clothes and go to work. So it would have been okay because we used to that pain if just for the simple fact that Ozone's sitting in his car and for being black. Sitting in your own car in your own parking lot is something you're guilty of. And Ozone deserved to get shot and die for that. All because he wouldn't allow this man to put his hands on him and talk to him and belittle him like a child. Like the fuck? I don't understand why police have the hardest motherfucking time telling you what you did. Stop coming to my motherfucking car, putting your hands on me, calling for backup, telling me to sit the fuck down and asking me what I'm doing when this is supposed to be the land of the free. I'm sitting in my fucking car getting out of it in an apartment complex where I fucking pay to live. But it's okay for you to just come because I'm black? Because whenever the police fucking say, oh, well, we were just checking it because it was suspicious. Suspicious is always a code for you black. And you being black is just suspicious, period. There's nothing suspicious about a man sitting in his car. And the crazy thing is he can't be that suspicious because he lived there. So it's not like the people have not seen him there before. It's not like he just moved in yesterday and his car don't belong there. It's not like he's in a place that they ain't seen him a million times. Officer, you're actually in a place that nobody knows you. You're somewhere where you don't know what the fuck is going on. Who told you it was suspicious? Because everybody who lived here wouldn't see Ozone and think he was suspicious because motherfucker, he lived here. So it's okay. It's okay for the officer to just come and talk to this grown-ass man that's supposed to be in a free country because he's black.
Wasn't she supposed to be with one of them?
What was so hard with the officer coming over there and telling him what was going on?
Oh, that's what they was.
You see the man getting out the car.
Somebody wanted
he got keys and everything in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's asking you what's the problem. You calling for backup and you telling him to sit down. Why the fuck officers can't do? You know why? Because he didn't have a reason to fuck with Ozone. He didn't. He was just harassing the man. If it was a problem, why he couldn't say that? Oh, no, it's cool. Let me just tell you, brother, there's been a couple of break-ins here, a couple of nights in the cars. And so I saw you sitting here. So I just want to make sure you live here to make sure that, because we've had somebody breaking in cars and we just trying to keep the place safe. Like, why the fuck you can't say that? Like, come on. Like, if there was a reason, why you just didn't tell the man the reason? How come officers get to talk to you like you're their children? Don't ask me no questions. Just sit the fuck down. Just be quiet. Do you live here? Like he is a grown-ass man that lives in this country that has the right to be a free fucking citizen. And he got to answer all these questions for you, but you don't have to give him any understanding of why it is you're fucking with him. That don't sound right to me. I don't know why a lot of us, including other black people, because I've listened to y'all give y'all commentary on this I ain't been able to go live. I ain't been able to go on Instagram. And yesterday, fucking YouTube was spinning and act like a motherfucker didn't want to let nobody go live. So I just been watching. And it's very disheartening to me to watch everybody sit here with they scary ass mentalities. You know, people out here saying that we need to be quiet and just wait and see how things play out. No, we don't need to be quiet. You need to make noise for Ozone. See, Ozone is not dead. We watch black people die all the time by the hands of the police, and we scream that we want justice. You don't think giving Ozone a fair trial is justice too? You don't think that this case matters? To me, Ozone's case will be the most important case of 2021. And you know why that is? Because every other case of a police murder, we scream about justice and they give motherfuckers settlements, and then nobody ever gets any justice. I'm not counting Derek Chauvin as fucking justice. Them niggas threw us something so we would shut the fuck up. You gave us one dirty cop out of 1,367,000 in this bitch. You gave us one? Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after I get that.
Ozone ain't dead. Y'all gonna fight for Ozone too?
I'm trying to.
Because what Ozone represents is every black person that says enough is enough. Ozone represents every black person that says you don't get to just harass me because I'm black. You don't get to pull out your gun and I'm gonna just lay there and let you kill me. Because you have on a fucking badge. Nigga, I am a man. What? I am a human being.
You said what?
He has a fucking family. He has children. And you don't get to just take his life and then expect us to be sorry for yours? Fuck that officer. I hope he died. For every last one of our people that done died by the hands of these fucking corrupt ass police.
The roads and what thing? You talking about what?
I don't know why y'all think we're supposed to just lay down and take this shit.
I still got off. Yeah,
self-defense works for everybody else but the police. Is that how this works?
I got the roads just sitting somewhere.
Because police can never do any wrong?
So I know where to be at.
So let me ask you a question.
I do.
When George Floyd, because he was found guilty, yes, he found guilty of when George Floyd died, the officer Chauvin was found guilty of killing him. So that means he murdered him, right?
No.
Has somebody come along and bust a cap in that officer's head while he was standing on George Floyd's neck to save George Floyd? How you think that would have played out?
She talked her ass.
She's done for Dave. It's all right. Just no, you don't like.
Now we know, looking at it right now, that George Floyd got murdered by the police. Yes, Derek Chauvin was found guilty and they sentenced him. So we know he was guilty of murder. So while he was in the middle of that act of murder, and he was a police officer, had somebody come along, because you have the right. Self-defense means when you are defending yourself or someone else and you think their life is at threat. So has somebody come along and shot Chauvin, would they have gotten off? Would somebody have said, "Oh well, he was about to murder George Floyd, so we saved George Floyd. He saved George Floyd's life, even though he's the officer. He was wrong." No, it would have never played out that way. George Floyd actually had to die for a motherfucker to say the officer was wrong. See how that works? So in the midst of it going on, once you did, ain't no coming back from death. I mean, we do know this, right?
Let's pray. No, I just.
So why do you have to die to prove that point? Maybe some of us want to
use it all at one time.
Maybe in the midst of that bullshit, when a person see their life is being threatened, they decide to defend themselves because they want to live. And just because it's an officer doesn't mean that they get to treat it any fucking different. Especially when you sit here in this country and you tell us that by our own knowledge, our own government done told us that white supremacists have infiltrated our police forces. They told us this. We didn't say this. So you mean to tell me America will admit that they have police forces that are overran by racist motherfuckers? They've admitted this. We clearly see that there is an issue in this country with police officers brutalizing and murdering black people
It is a candle.
Yes. But somehow, we still don't understand how Ozone had the right to fear for his life. Or that somehow this might be self-defense. And maybe Ozone is in the right. Because even though Ozone wasn't listening to the officer, and he was closing the door like, nigga, I leave here, I'm about to walk away. He wasn't threatening the man. Walking away is not a crime. And you do not get to shoot somebody or pull out your gun just because they're walking away. Like, guess what? If you wanted to know if he lived there, if you let the man walk away, you know where he would have went? You could have followed him.
I ain't got no money.
You could follow him right to his apartment. And when you realize the man lived there, you should have just left him the fuck alone. The officer could have done that also.
I need some. Come on with your nose. Shit.
Yes, am I right? Like it's always the victim and the black person should have done something different.
Who picture is that?
Why did the officer have to tussle with him? He wasn't reaching for nothing in his car. He wasn't doing none of that. He closed the door. He was trying to walk up in the apartment. If you want to know if he lived there, watch the man walk into the apartment complex. And then this is the question. Well, all of these big ass egos that these officers have. Hell, bitch, you better listen to me because nigga, I'm the law. Would he have realized, okay, the man leave here, now leave him alone? No, because police feel like you gotta answer them. You gotta tell them your name. You gotta sit the fuck down. Boy, you better talk to me when I tell you to. Sound like some plantation master ass slave shit to me.
Oh no, that's the.
And the police ain't shit but the slave patrol.
It just
that's where them fucking badges all originated any goddamn way. Y'all don't know that?
I'm about to finish.
Ain't nothing changed.
They put me on hold anyway.
So understand why everybody is sitting around here and we act like we so happy over this stupid ass verdict. I'm gonna tell you right now, the case of this year that y'all should be standing in and y'all should be supporting is the black man who's still alive. The black man who stood up for himself. The black man that decided, you're not gonna take my life, not today. And the fact that he decided that, we should not allow this country to take this man's life any goddamn way. Ozone deserves a fair trial. And not some bullshit ass trial and some dumbass public defender that they finna give him. And that life that they finna try and give him for what happened. Ozone is not a villain.
Asia should have her card soon.
He is a brother that put in work for his community.
Which card?
Affiliate.
He was one militia. He felt like the militia, the leader wasn't what it was supposed to be. He was doing some unethical shit, and he walked away from that. And then he said, "Well, where else can I go? Because I want to be a part of my community." There are tons of pictures with Ozone and his babies. Post dogs, y'all.
But she still got
Stop letting them write the narrative of our fucking people.
Mm-hmm.
Ozone showed up for justice for Breonna Taylor. Ozone shows up and polices the community. Ozone is trying to be there for his people. And he should have been targeted, and he shouldn't be on a fucking list if that's the case, and they shouldn't be fucking with him just because he decides to bear arms, which is his second fucking amendment right, and defend his blackness and his black people from all of the shit that we deal with all the goddamn time in this country. That does not make him a black man, and we should not let them paint this brother out to be a villain.
Just don't be talking too much.
It is your job to post Ozone, just like you posted George Floyd.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, but I think that we will find the eerie thing about this is that we so used to black trauma and our black men in police encounters leaving our people dead that when they alive still, we don't know how to deal with it. I watch people, they backing up from this. They like, well, wait a minute. People that made videos and you took the videos down and you blamed it on YouTube and said they deleted it. You do know when the video is down, YouTube will tell you that the person took it down or they took it down. Like, bitch, you do know it. Tell us. Bitch, YouTube ain't take your video down. You took your video down. Talking about we gonna wait till all the facts come forward. Really? You're black and you waiting on the facts to come forward? But you black media. Girl, boy, all you motherfuckers talking that shit, bye.
Pussy ass niggas.
Y'all scared.
Tuck and tail. That's what.
People don't want to post shit, taking their stuff down, thinking somebody gonna come say something to them or you gonna be in trouble because they think that you protected what, a cop killer. Why would you call him a cop killer? How about a black man that defended himself from a cop who was harassing him for being black? Why don't you watch what you say and how you say it? Put up GoFundMe. I don't used to say we, I did it. But GoFundMe went up twice.
Didn't I just say that?
GoFundMe keeps taking them down.
They took him down?
Mm-hmm.
Although George Zimmerman raised all kind of money for his defense through GoFundMe. After murdering Trayvon Martin, yes.
No.
You're gonna have to put it up as something else.
Yeah, put it up
They
as
won't
something
let
else.
Ozone have a GoFundMe.
You can't put it in his name. You gotta put it. You go to this girl and get it. Have her put it up for her.
Yeah, for him.
Seemed like them they determined to take this man's life.
You do that
because he was supposed to let the cop kill him, or for them to come to the scene and beat him up, or whatever they was gonna do.
Still, so
either he was supposed to let the cops kill him, or either this system is gonna take his life away.
Yeah.
Because she not lying. You just watch.
Yeah, I'm just.
Either way it go, they want that
lying.
black man's life.
That's I heard it said she can't go live. That's why I thought it wasn't YouTube. She said
Yes,
YouTube,
the white boy
Instagram
Kyle.
was fucking with her.
Rittenhouse, he got all of that money
YouTube.
collected too. I'm not understanding. These people actually was out here doing crazy shit, murdering people.
So she just owned her as herself.
We don't have the whole story about what happened, and we can't get a defense fund together for this man.
Can you share her shit?
Follow me on Instagram, and I can't go live on there. I don't know
Not
if
for
they're
her,
gonna
for
go live
the
again, and I'll post it here too.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to
Ozone.
get information. I get a lot of information
That's
from people who say where to
And I
send the
feel
money
her.
to. My
You know what
understanding is
I'm
now they
saying?
have a
I feel what she's
website
saying.
that you could go to for them to take donations for him. I just want to verify stuff is what it is, because there's a lot of people out there that be trying to do something. Maybe it's good, you know, maybe it's not, maybe it's too much going on. So I just need to make sure that wherever I show y'all and direct y'all to, that this is the actual way that people are collecting money for him, that are legitimately collecting this money so that it can go towards his defense. I will be donating to his defense. And when I find that information out, I will give it to y'all. But I have nothing but respect for Ozone. And if for anybody, I don't want anybody to twist my words and say, why? Because he shot a cop? No. I have respect for Ozone because Ozone refused to lay down and let it be him. And I think that we all have that right in this country. You don't just get to, if you was a regular man that wasn't in a police outfit and you approached a man's car and you're being threatening to him, he has the right to defend himself. And black men in this country, especially black men, they have the right to believe that when officers are coming to bother them based on just being black, they're not doing anything. They do have the right to fear for their lives. When you look at the situations that we're dealing with in this country every single motherfucking day, it is reasonable. Let's use some words they're going to use in the courthouse. It is reasonable to believe that his life was probably in danger.
It was in danger.
Ozone, it was reasonable for him to believe that, especially if he had been getting threats and things. Crazy thing is, it's on his phone. The police have his phone. They have him. So the people, his wife, people don't have his phone to show all of these things that were being texted, right? So if this is the case, the question is, are all those things going to come to the forefront? We don't have to lay down and die, y'all. Y'all do know that, right? If you don't, Ozone knows that. Let me just keep reminding y'all again, like after death, there's nothing. You don't have to sit there and let the police murder you just because they're the police. But he also shouldn't have to spend the rest of his life in prison because he stood his ground. This is Florida now. But white folks just be killing black folks all the motherfucking time and get away with it. Isn't this the same state where a white man was talking shit to a woman in the parking lot? Her boyfriend comes outside, pushes the white man down on the ground. All he does is push him. He getting ready to go get his car. He's not steady beating the man. He ain't coming for him. He's not doing nothing else to him. The man stands up and shoots the man dead, and nobody even arrests this white motherfucker.
No.
Ain't this the same state?
Going up there. No, don't be kissing my leg.
Lord love to let black folks just get shot by anybody and let it be dismissed by stand your ground.
What's she going through upstairs?
Upstairs, see what's going on.
So I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. That's all I really wanted to say. I wanted to just I want to say this. I will keep y'all updated. For as much as I can find out when I find it out, I will give y'all the information. Follow me on Instagram. If you follow me here, I don't know if you be in the community section, YouTube be bullshitting on my posts. I don't know if everybody sees them when they go out with the algorithms, but I will keep everybody updated. My understanding, he was arrested here in Georgia, so he is going to be extradited. I'm sure back to I'm sure he's going to be extradited. He's going to be going back to Florida. So once he gets to Florida, I will give y'all his information, right? So that you guys can write him and encourage the brother. We'll get his information, let him know that he's not alone, that we do support him, that we have not forgot about him. You haven't been in jail, you get behind them bars. The worst thing in this world is to think that everything and everybody has forgotten about you.
I don't know.
We have not forgotten about him.
Yeah.
And we stand with him out here, and that we go do the best we can to make sure that this man gets a fair trial. We'll march and we'll protest when they did. Can we do that for a man that's alive? We just want to make sure he get a fair trial. We just want him to have a fair trial.
Lily, what you
I'm
want,
gonna say it
babe?
again. We want him to have a fair trial. So I will keep y'all updated with all of that information. When he gets to where he's going, it's easy to look up, but he's not there yet. So once he gets there, he'll have an inmate number. You guys can go to JPay. You can send him emails, put some money on his books, fine. Whatever I can find out, I will give to y'all as I get it. So y'all just stay subscribed, and I will keep you guys updated. Again, all of y'all trying to distance yourself. Y'all some bitches. Y'all really some bitches. I want to say this too. I didn't want to mix the two, but I will be back now that YouTube is letting me go live, and you see my stream ain't messing up and shit. I want to talk some more about some of you punk bitches who keep showing y'all hand. And I'm gonna just say this and get out of here because it still kind of relates to the situation. But I am going to be doing a video, and y'all can say what y'all want to say. Y'all can be like, oh, we don't like the drama. You'll lie, you like the drama. Because when we did the school board, we had 3.5 hours of solutions about schooling your children, and you niggas did not tune in. Let me write bitch please in the title. Y'all gonna be in here at a great number, right? So stop telling me you don't love the drama. You do. But I got some drama. Y'all might want to call it that. But people keep showing their hand. And so I will be doing a video about Vicky Dillard because everything I just have been saying about her, y'all don't believe me. I have some receipts to show y'all some shit she did this weekend with Blue Pill. But I just, in the meantime, want y'all to go see how much of a piece of shit this woman is. Go over to Instagram and go look at the hashtag. So whenever y'all go put up some pictures of Ozone and his family and his kids. Let's not let the media paint this fucked up version of this man, right? They keep showing him, in homeboys handcuffs and and when they caught him and everything. Go put up some pictures of Ozone doing work in the community because there's tons of them there. Go put up pictures of him and his kids and hashtag his name, right? But when you go to Instagram, everybody, check this out. I keep telling y'all this bitch is a clout chasing ass bitch. And if I just wait long enough, everybody shows their hand. Go to hashtag Othal Wallace on Instagram and tell me what you said.
You got Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
You know how somebody has the hashtag, and in the corner of the hashtag that everybody follows is this circle with a picture in it, right? What should be the picture under Othal Wallace's hashtag? It should be like a picture of him and his kids, right? It should be a picture of Ozone. Why is Vicky Dillard's face the face of his hashtag? The bitch who put up her video about him, but then took it down and told you that YouTube removed it. Now talk about we gonna wait for all the facts to come out. Go to Instagram and look at his hashtag, and in the hashtag circle is her fucking face.
You see it?
So this big hair bitch.
What I tell you?
Somebody from her beehive.
I forgot what she said that quick. Hashtag Ozone.
I mean, I get a beehive. Bees live in hives. I don't know what the fuck a beehive is. But anyway, bitch, one of her team, or Dr. Watkins, or herself, done created the hashtag with this man's name, knowing that it's going to get
What's his name?
all this notoriety on
Yeah,
social
here,
media.
You
And
can't
so she
rewind
can
it.
clout share and
No.
her name be associated.
I thought you were watching the video.
And I'm taping it.
It's very disrespectful to me.
Damn, you have to wait and see.
It's not even about trying to call this bitch out and be funny. It's just real disrespectful. And I just want y'all to know that for as much as everybody I told y'all several things about her, and one thing is she's a clown chaser. Stop using that word with me, nigga. I don't need to use people's names for clown, okay? But I think it's a real disrespectful thing.
So
this hashtag is going to go far and wide. We need to push this hashtag every time you post something about Ozone. Go to Othal Wallace. That's his real name.
Othal Wallace.
Use that so that people can see this under this hashtag. Unfortunately, when you go to the hashtag has Vicky's face on it.
So you say hashtag Othal Wallace.
Not Ozone. Not a picture of Ozone and his kids. There's even a meme going around out there that says, my name is Othal Wallace and I refuse to die by police brutality today. And a lot of people are posting that saying that they're him, right? You could have put up anything. But you put your face up there, Vicky? If that's not
she must have took it down.
You created the hashtag. We didn't put your face up there. So every time somebody hashtags his name, when this is the same bitch,
it's his name.
Talk so much shit about the black
face.
No.
Where the hashtag is? Look at the hashtag.
She talked all that shit about
she took it down.
She never supported them. Never. Then as soon as Grandmaster Jay got arrested, then the bitch had so much to say because it's clout chasing. Now it's a hot topic I want to talk about.
Yeah, she took it down. What's she doing? What's
she thinking? I'm trying to see what she's doing too. Shit, I don't know what she's doing. She looking, thinking. What's wrong? I didn't lock you down here. So what's wrong with you? You mad at Andy or something?
Somebody said they don't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't see shit.
She took it down.
Don't tell me what the fuck I see.
Look what she sees. You gotta get
see
the right thing.
Says Othal Wallace. Do you see whose fucking face is on it?
Did you put the hashtag?
Yeah, I put the hashtag.
Oh, so.
She took it down.
Oh, this back then.
Where I'm lying. The niggas always asking for receipts. Here go your receipts.
Oh, this was
the Othal Wallace hashtag on Instagram has Vicky's face
she just
plastered on it.
So I just like you looking at a recording.
Yeah, it's recorded. She took it down.
Oh, okay. So she did took it. She took it down because she called her out. That's what it was. She took it down because she called her out.
I don't know what y'all was looking for. I don't know what you're looking at, but I just clearly showed you. So, yeah.
Yeah, she took it.
So if everybody want to keep talking shit about, oh, Vicky is the queen, leave Vicky alone. Vicky ain't this, Vicky ain't that.
Vicky is irritating as fuck.
Yeah, with that gavel.
You just be quiet and long enough people show their own hand.
Not just that, her
if that's not clout chasing, I don't know what is. And it's disrespectful too. This is what I mean. All of us act like we care so much about everybody in the community. All these motherfuckers on YouTube, they don't give a fuck about what's going on in the black community. They don't.
They're just trying to monetize. That's all they're trying to do. They on YouTube to monetize.
You're just trying to get clout off this man's name. You're not really trying to push this man's story or trying to get him some justice or use your platform for people to get notoriety to the fact that this man needs our support because he's not dead. Can we support a alive black man for once? But instead of using your platform for that, this fucking bitch uses his name and that hashtag for her face and to get clout.
What's wrong with you, Lily?
These motherfuckers in the black community, y'all wonder why y'all don't hear shit from me much no more because I'm so sick of this shit. I really the fuck am. But I'm out of here, y'all. Shout out to Ozone. I will keep y'all updated. Support this brother. Don't be a punk and run from it. He needs our support all over social media. There's nothing wrong. Why are y'all shying away from that? What's wrong with supporting a man? Somebody said she changed it. Oh, I just showed it to you. So when she just changed it. Well, look, the receipt right here on this video. So y'all motherfuckers know I wasn't lying when she do go change it. She should have never done it in the first damn place. But y'all support Ozone. There is nothing wrong with saying we want this man to have a fair trial. There's nothing wrong with saying because he's black, he's not supposed to just lay down and die and take it. And we want Ozone to have a fair fucking trial. We want to know what the fuck Charlie 77 means. We want to know why was the officer approaching him? Why was he even fucking with him? We have questions too. So why don't we fight for something that really matters? Because if Ozone win this case and Ozone get the ball free, that will be more of a fucking deterrent for police to keep fucking with us if they know that we can actually fight back and we might actually get off because you can't keep doing what you're doing to us. Our lives matter too, you know. We're real people too, you know. And your blue uniform don't make you untouchable. You don't get to break the law after the fact when we did. Then we want to come and say something about it. Some of us want to go home. We don't want to die. So, fuck the case y'all was just looking at. They gave us a fucking statue for George Floyd. Ooh wee. They gave you one fucking cop and said just calm the black people down. Throw these niggas a bomb. If you really understand black empowerment, you will know that Othal Wallace's Ozone's case, this is the one that matters. This one, right here. This the one that matters. Don't be a punk bitch now. Y'all so hard any other time. Scream black power any other time. You ain't going to jail. You niggas scared the police coming for y'all because you supporting this brother, so now you want to hide. Punk ass bitches. I'm not going to hide. Shout out to Ozone. I'm going to put money on his defense. I'm going to put money on his books. And I hope the rest of y'all do the same thing. With that said, I'm getting fuck out of here. Y'all have a good night.
What is Tyreek gonna say something?
And I'll be back
probably
later
come on
to
later
show
on.
some more receipts on her because Blue Pill called this bitch out for the same shit over this weekend that I've been telling y'all she do. So, motherfuckers want receipts? I got receipts. We're not even gonna talk about Dr. Walker. We're just gonna talk about this bitch and bring all the receipts on her punk ass because I'm about tired of this whole shit. Y'all have a good night. I will talk to y'all later.
What else did she do? Did she because they did something else she was saying?
Yeah, she says that she was